This episode of the Wayang Crew podcast is brought to you by Times Cineplex. Hey, welcome back everyone to yet another episode of the Wayang Crew podcast. We're back. This is the first episode of 2019. And today we're going to be talking about a movie called Alita Battle Angel. But first, let me introduce our co-hosts. It's Del.
Hello.
What's up?
I finished playing The Last of Us.
Finally.
Yay.
Not really finally, because the last time when we were here, that's when I first got it. And then now we're back and I finished it. So
it's been like a month-ish.
Yeah.
So that was one long hiatus.
yeah.
That's what
Yes.
Dell's implying.
That's true.
I don't know.
Before we go on, Kong Si Fa Thai.
Oh yeah.
Happy New Year to you.
Happy
Chinese New Year.
Happy Lunar New Year.
Happy Lunar New Year. And of course, to any listeners out there who are celebrating the Lunar New Year, Happy New Year from us at the Wayang Crew. Next up is the other co-host of the podcast. It's Tibby.
Hi.
Whoa.
Somebody's very soft
It's
today.
late,
Okay.
I think.
Well, no, it's not that late.
Okay, I just had coffee.
On a Saturday night.
Yeah. What are you doing, man?
I don't know. I just got lost touch
Of?
doing podcasts.
It's only been a month.
No idea.
We only missed 4 weeks, guys.
Oh, 4 weeks.
Yeah, we didn't do anything.
I
in
think
January.
what TB's trying to say is that he really misses it.
Ah.
Yeah.
I like your style. I like
Yeah.
where you're going.
I'm gonna spend the rest of the night just kind of
Yeah.
explaining what people are trying to say.
Clarifying. Reading between the lines.
And finally, it's the other host of the podcast. It's Kai.
Hey, Cav, what's up?
What's up?
I took a leaf out of Dell's book and I've started to play with some video games.
Oh.
And I'm playing Spider-Man at the moment.
Nice.
Yes.
That
and
is an excellent game.
that is a very good game. I will say so.
I played Red Dead Redemption. Just I'm the gamer here.
Oh, I cannot imagine spending what Tibby spends in terms of hours on games. This is the first game I'm playing on my PlayStation 4.
Just so everyone knows, I started playing Resident Evil 2,
Yeah.
the re-release
Ooh,
today.
the remix.
Nice.
It's good.
Oh,
it's so good.
So, I guess what Kevin's trying to say is that we're pivoting the podcast to a gaming show.
Yeah.
Sorry, TV, you're not special anymore.
Oh,
Anyway, let's get to the first business as usual, which is the news. We missed quite a bit of news because we have been off the air for a couple of weeks, but we're going to be trying to recap what has happened. Here's something that I really want to talk about. We talked about this off the air. It's the trailer for the first spin-off movie of the Fast and Furious franchise. It's Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw. We got a trailer.
Yes.
It's real.
I really want to watch it.
You do.
Yeah, because it's awesome. It's awesome. It's ridiculous, but it's
I
awesome.
guess I'm the minority here,
Yes, you are.
racially and in terms of movie choices.
I'm in the middle. I wouldn't mind watching this, but I know that there is going to be an element of what in this
Yeah.
movie. Idris
I
Elba.
mean,
Idris
yeah.
Elba is like a
Superhuman.
He's a super
yeah.
soldier.
It's like he's injecting himself with some
nanites.
super serum nanite thing.
Yeah.
He's the Captain America of this universe.
Yeah. And The Rock is the Rock of this universe.
And as per the Fast and Furious franchise, the laws of physics do not apply.
Yep, it's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
We have The Rock jumping off buildings, and
Yeah.
there's a very cheeky moment with Jason Statham's character Shaw. He's watching him from an elevator, just like, all right, you do the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
You're The Rock.
We made fun of the title, like Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw. It only took this one trailer to make me buy into it. Yeah, I'm okay with the title now.
So we have Tibby who's excited. We have Del who's like, yep, I'll watch this.
Yeah, I'll watch.
I'm a little bit below Del, maybe. I'll walk into this. I'm not gonna expect anything. And then we have
Kai
Kai.
doesn't want to pay to watch this sort of thing.
No. Here's the thing, right? This is the problem with Hollywood, is that in a room of 4 people, 2 are going to pay for franchises like this. This is why this franchise survives. Because guys like Tibby and Del make fun of it, and they go, I'll pay to watch this.
I don't even like Fast and Furious.
No, but it survives because of people like you,
yeah,
Del.
that's why.
So I'm not watching this.
Do you guys think that this movie would do remotely as well as the other movies in the franchise, like 6, 7, and 8?
No.
I think it would do. So 7 was a huge anomaly because it was the last film that had the late Paul Walker.
Walker, yeah.
And at its time, it broke every record there was. Number 8, while it didn't do that solid, it was still like $1 billion grosser.
Still made $1 billion, yeah.
I would wager that this would do 6 numbers, which Fast and Furious 6,
unless
which
The
is above 500, below 900.
Unless The Rock or Jason Statham dies. So
What?
Wow, morbid.
Whoa, you mean
morbid.
the character?
yeah, the actual.
I guess what TV is trying to say is that the only way the box office could be any
Yeah.
better is if a misfortune is
Yeah.
to befall the leads, which we hope never happens.
Yeah, but it will.
But the Wayang Crew will like to make it known.
As a whole, we
yeah.
don't wish it
While
on
we
them.
predict a lot of things, we definitely hope we're not predicting this.
Exactly. I'm just saying if. Never mind.
Lawsuit averted.
All right, speaking of dying, did you guys check out the trailer for Jordan Peele's new movie called Us?
Yeah. Yes.
It looks good.
Creepy.
It's scary. We don't know the premise of the movie.
How did we go from
Mbaku.
dying to this one?
Well, he mentioned dying.
Yeah,
and
this
but
is
this
morbid.
is not. How are you saying people die in this one?
well, it's implied in the trailer.
Is it?
Yeah.
So it's
Spoiler?
scissors, knives. I don't know. I don't think they were baking.
You don't bake with scissors. Have you not baked before?
The paper thing. The foil.
Wax paper.
Yes.
Right. Anyway, this is the second movie that is coming out of the mind of Jordan Peele, someone who made his name with Key and Peele and writing, jokes
Yeah.
and comedy. I just want to know what goes on in his mind because we got Get Out 2 years ago, which won him an Oscar.
Nominated.
Nominated for an Oscar.
Nominated
sorry.
for Best Picture, I think.
Best Picture. And then we have this
sorry,
new-
Best
no,
director.
best director and
Yeah.
screenplay.
Yes.
And then we have this new movie called Us, which was teased last year.
Yeah.
And it's this very sort of
Surreal.
Twilight Zone,
And it's very
surreal
surreal.
kind of thing
Yeah.
where this family is on like a holiday, I think, and then they're like in an Airbnb, and then there's another copy family.
Yeah. Going back to what you just said about what goes on in Jordan Peele's mind.
So you are going to interpret it as well?
No. I was gonna make a joke where I say if any one of us went inside Jordan Peele's mind, we would get out,
Or we wouldn't get out.
or we wouldn't. That is. This looks interesting. I'm a fan of. I think the horror genre has had some additions that have kind of changed the game a bit. Conjuring was one of them. I feel like that was a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
I finally finished Hereditary a couple of some time ago, and I think that's such a fine addition to the collection.
Sick.
And
that ending though.
yeah, that was
Yeah.
very twisted, and I think this would be one of those movies that is taking the genre to the next step, in my opinion.
Okay, speaking of the horror genre making a big comeback over the last couple of years, we also got a second trailer for Pet Sematary, which is a remake of the Stephen King novel.
Yeah.
And
Movie.
I think there was a movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a remake. This is, I think, like the second in the line of horror books from Stephen King that it's getting like a remake movie. We had It.
There's also that TV show that J.J. Abrams produced. It was on Hulu, so it was inspired by a lot of Stephen King's works, and it's basically like a Stephen King universe. It's a TV show. The name is escaping me at the moment, but it got some decent reviews.
Yeah, so we got this trailer for Pet Sematary. It's the second trailer, scarier than the first.
Yep.
We see a lot more of what goes on. The first was sort of like a introduction to the premise. Like, look, there's this hollowed piece of land. It's like a Indian burial site thing, and you bury your pets, and they come back to life. And then in this second trailer, we see a lot more. We see, what happens to the lead character where he loses his daughter, and then he resorts to using the same method of bringing
Trying to revive
the daughter back, and it's scary.
We got a first look at the daughter after she came back, like a glimpse.
Yeah,
Not-
like a glimpse. Like,
Nothing clear on her face, but still, it looks really scary.
let's just say she doesn't look alive.
I'm quite excited for this, also because this looks to be like a good year for Stephen King adaptations, because there's
Oh,
Chapter
yeah.
2 as well.
Yep, It Chapter 2 is coming out towards the end of the year, I think.
Something's
Around-
coming out
yeah.
on TV.
Castle Rock.
Castle Rock.
That's
yeah.
the name of the Stephen King multiverse. TV show.
So he's still raking it in.
He is, yeah. I think he's.
I should have been a writer.
You hit your prime at the age of 60.
60.
Yes, that's
So
when
Dell
I
is
make
about
it rain.
2/3 there.
Yes. For once, I have a reason to be happy for being the oldest.
All right.
Okay.
Sticking with horror, we also got a trailer this week for Child's Play. There is a remake
Oh, right. Yeah, okay. I got confused with something.
Chucky's back.
Yeah.
The trailer starts off like an ad. I thought it was an ad. I tried to skip it, but
Says a lot about the trailer.
but it was a very. I mean, just the beginning bit, like the first 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Like there was a voiceover. I'm like, is this an ad? I'm like,
Yeah.
no, this is the actual thing. We don't see Chucky. We see a silhouette of Chucky. We see the iconic jumper that he wears, and obviously he leaves a trail of bodies. I think this is like the classic Chucky story. I just hope that it doesn't end up being like, the Bride of Chucky and the very horrible iterations that we got in the late 90s.
And early 2000s.
Yeah, mid-early 2000s.
The Chucky has never interested me because how is this like a 2 feet doll
Yeah, exactly.
going around killing people? How dumb do they have to be?
I don't think he's even 2 feet. I think he's like a foot.
He's about like a foot and some change.
Yeah.
But I think that's the thing. I think Dell is just not a fan of the slasher genre.
I'm not. But then I really love Saw.
That's not like
but
Saw,
because that's-
again,
that's
Saw
got a
was one of Saw is like
that's
what-
more of a psychological
yeah,
thriller.
it's
kind of
different,
thing.
way different than most other
It's not
slasher films.
cutting
Right, yeah.
people's limbs
Yeah.
off something.
I didn't mind I Know What You Did Last Summer when it came out. Or Scream.
I know we did. Oh, that's a franchise. Weren't there two?
Yeah.
I still
know what you did last summer.
And then there was a reboot. I kind of forgot what you did last time.
Did you do this last summer? Speaking of franchises, we also got a teaser this week for a series which I am looking forward to. I don't know. I think we don't need this fourth movie. It's Toy Story 4.
Yes.
We got a teaser and it shows a little bit more of what we can expect. We finally see Bo Peep, who has been missing since Toy Story 2, I think.
Which was 19 years ago.
Yeah.
She got an upgrade.
She got
did.
like
She looks-
a wardrobe change.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the news about PETA trying to petition
Yeah.
a change of her wardrobe or something
Yeah.
like that?
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Because Peter clearly has nothing better to do.
Yeah.
Because she clearly is still a sheep herder. She has the
Yeah.
the looped
Yeah.
thing to, and,
Like
and
a-
they say that stereotypes and it encourages, and this is a movie for kids, and we don't want kids to.
If
I don't
women
know.
want to be sheep herders, they can be sheep herders.
It is 2019.
Men can be sheep herders too. Just saying.
What do you think about this teaser that we got? We also saw some additional characters voiced by Key and Peele.
Yeah.
I did not see anything because
Oh,
I'm
you
trying to
did?
stay spoiler free on this one. I feel like the movie has a handicap when I walk in the cinema because I don't think we need this. So I'm just trying to keep positive mind because I love the first three.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you only love Lion King Part 2.
Lion King Part 2 is a masterpiece.
What? I am looking forward to watch this, but I don't know. Like I said earlier on, I feel like 3 was a good
It's a great ending.
end.
They're
It was-
just trying milking it now at this point.
maybe, but
But
then
at the same time, I'm of the mind that this isn't a franchise that they would resurrect. It doesn't need resurrection, right?
no, it
No.
doesn't.
There must have been something they felt
Yes.
that truly could have been said, hence why they're doing it.
Yeah, I think you sort of got it on the nail. Like, there is a story to be told here
Yeah.
that is worth telling. If there wasn't, they wouldn't do this.
Yeah, and it's not like they don't know people will be saying this, right?
They know people will watch this. That's why they're making it.
That too.
I guess. But I'll keep an open mind.
The trailer opens up very nostalgic. You hear Randy Newman, "You Got a Friend in Me." I mean, that we haven't heard that song properly since the first movie.
Since the first one, yes.
Yeah. I don't know, nostalgia?
Maybe.
I mean,
this is the year of Disney. They have 8 big blockbusters this year.
Yep. By the end of this year, it'll be Disney movies on top of the box office.
Well, it's just going to be
Yeah.
Disney.
Yeah.
Because,
It's gonna be-
we've got...
What
But
box
then,
office?
Hobbs and Shaw.
May upset
surprise.
that. May upset that.
I will really rather just give more money to Disney than see that franchise continue to exist.
I mean, think about it. We have Captain Marvel coming out this year. We have Avengers Endgame coming
We
out
have
this year.
Dumbo.
We have Dumbo.
We have Aladdin.
We have Aladdin.
Lion King.
Lion King.
Frozen 2.
Ant-Man? No? What?
No.
No, I mean.
And then on the Star Wars side, we have Episode 9.
We have Frozen 2. We have Toy Story 4. There's 8 movies.
Oh my goodness.
If you count,
You haven't count Endgame?
I did.
Oh.
We said Avengers.
Yeah.
If we count Far From Home even in any capacity, that's 9.
That's 9.
That's 9, yeah.
Yeah.
And Hobbs and Shaw.
And Hobbs and Shaw.
No, this is from Disney. This
I know. And then you
He's
have...
just trying to
and then-
shoehorn
Yeah.
It's like-
Hobbs
I
and
mean,
Shaw.
You
okay.
have Hobbs and I love how you have Hobbs and Shaw, which is basically the coalition of bald men going up against 9 Disney blockbusters. Good luck. I know The Rock
It's
is the
The
size.
Rock.
Yeah, is the size of Everest at the moment, but yeah, good luck.
Hobbs and Shaw is Universal, right?
It is Universal.
Yeah,
yes.
Universal.
Top 10 movies of 2019. All Disney's. Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah, 9 Disney movies,
Yeah.
one Hobbs and Shaw. I love it.
All right, let's move on to Warner Brothers. Since we talked about Disney and we talked about Universal, we got to talk about Warner Brothers and the big news that came out over the last couple of weeks. It's something that happened while we were on break.
Yep.
It's official. It's final. Ben Affleck is no longer going to be Batman, and I am very sad about this because
Actually,
I actually liked him as Batman, and I think there was room for his character to show an older Batman, but he's confirmed that he is not
I
gonna-
can't believe I'm gonna say this,
But
right? But I don't think he's out.
what?
No, because this is like Batman Year One.
Okay.
He's not. This is that same. It's that same Batman we saw in BVS. It's the same Batman in the DC Extended Universe. But Ben Affleck cannot literally physically play a younger Batman. So
Okay.
he's sitting this one out, and it's pretty much been confirmed by I think Ray Fisher, who plays Cyborg, who said that like Ben is still
He's still in. He's
he's
still Batman.
now, like the Batman of now.
Okay.
So if Matt Reeves decides to do a movie about Batman at this age, then
Oh,
that's
still
Ben
Ben
Affleck.
Affleck.
This is a story that predates the DC Extended Universe by 15 to 20 years.
Okay, so they could just de-age him for the whole movie.
I think even physically he would be smaller. Like, you know, like he's got an old bulk in BVS.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it makes sense. Like,
Well, it's more the suit. Than
yeah,
anything,
and
right?
if anything, Ben Affleck's tweet never said good luck to the next guy, whatever. He just said excited to see Matt Reeves' vision.
Okay, so what you're saying is Ben Affleck is probably still Batman, but the Batman that we know in the DCEU currently.
Yes.
Right? So the older,
Grizzled,
a
yeah.
little bit washed up
Yeah.
Batman.
Yeah.
But Matt Reeves' standalone Batman
It's
film.
like it predates even Man of Steel by 15 years. or
Yeah.
so. 20 years.
Okay.
Yes, I love the stunned silence in the room as I say this.
No, because it makes sense. But then again, how much of Justice League are they keeping? Like, does that movie even exist going forward?
There was another rumor that came out, I think, a week ago that said that Warner Brothers is looking at not concentrating on
A
Shared
shared
team-up
universe.
movies.
Yeah. So
Yeah, they're just gonna end up making solo movies for
which
all these
means
characters.
there's no point of keeping Ben Affleck.
But you see, they're keeping Jason Momoa. They're keeping Henry
Yeah,
Cavill.
Are they keeping Henry Cavill?
So I figure Kevin is gonna bring up this news in a bit, right?
Well, you can lead into it.
So there is really strong word that Superman makes a cameo in an upcoming DC movie.
Shazam.
Yes.
But the rumor also says that it's a cameo. It's a Superman cameo, but it's not necessarily a Henry Cavill cameo. That's the report I read.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Could be a silhouette of.
Yeah, it could be or like a cape or something.
Yeah, or like, just like a back shot. They got a brunette white man going, good to see you, kid. Welcome to the league. And then he just flies off. That way you leave it ambiguous.
Because Henry Cavill has grown out his mustache again. Is that why?
Yeah.
No, he's growing out his hair now for Witcher.
because he's really bulked now for Witcher.
He's really bulk.
really, really bulked
Yeah.
for
I
Witcher.
don't see it.
No,
though.
but
Him
getting
as
getting
Geralt?
back to
Yeah.
this.
I think you could do a good job. Sorry, Del was saying?
Getting back to the DCEU or whatever they're calling it, I really like the direction that they are going because they've released like the dates for the 2020 movies and there are 3 of them. 2020? No, 2021.
2021.
2021.
There's Batman and the Suicide Squad.
The Batman, there's the Suicide Squad, and then there's that Super Pets movie. So I like how they are not focusing on the shared universe as well. They don't have to keep Ben Affleck. That's what I'm saying. But then again, in Ben Affleck's contract, he still has one more
Yeah.
movie to do. He could be like a Indiana Jones Temple of Doom, the third one.
No, the
Third one is
Last Crusade.
Last Crusade. Like there's a
Connery.
back and forth between the young and the old. He could do that.
Right, yeah.
So they could tell a story, that sort
Yeah,
of
this is like
shows
parallels,
two,
yeah.
two parallel timelines.
And then using the new actor to go forward in the DC universe.
That's possible, I
Yeah.
guess.
They haven't announced the new Batman.
No, they've not. But the rumor is that Robert Pattinson from Twilight is being considered because he must be good at staying up at night because he was a vampire.
Oh, I don't see it.
Either that or he just sparkles.
In his defense, I know I burned him, but he's made some movies in the last couple of years where
Yeah.
he's actually shown.
He has some acting chops, that guy.
Yeah, he does.
Plus vampire bats, it's not that far off.
That was the joke I was making.
blood-sucking.
Yeah, I'm just reinforcing it.
All right, Taika Waititi, who directed Thor Ragnarok, one of the better movies of 2017, I want to say.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2017.
In certain opinions.
Yeah, certain opinions. He is the voice of a favorite character,
Korg.
Korg. He says he wants to make another Marvel movie, but it's not Guardians of the Galaxy Volume
I
3.
thought you were gonna say Korg standalone movie.
Hey man, I'm cool.
That's gonna- They would get old like within 20 minutes.
Unless he's got a family of them, and he does an Eddie Murphy and he plays everyone.
It's like a whole planet full of them.
Yeah.
What do you think he should do? I mean, if it's another Marvel movie, like he's shown like another side of Thor. We got like a totally different Thor in Thor Ragnarok, and it's the Thor that I guess more people are on board with.
It's more accessible.
Just because it's funnier.
Fantastic Four.
It's not really
Interesting.
not a bad choice.
You think he could do a Fantastic Four?
Yeah.
I think he could do a Inhumans movie.
Inhuman.
Oh yeah.
Okay. You want to make a list, and then
thinking about it.
we'll post it up and say, hey, here's something you
Here's
should
more
look
predictions.
at. More predictions. Sticking with that universe, which is Marvel Avengers Endgame. Now the directors have teased the runtime of Avengers Endgame, and they say to fit all the storylines in and everything that you want to see in this movie, it will be at least
3 hours.
3 hours long.
I say go for it.
3 hours.
Yeah, because these movies are no longer just movies, right? They're actual events.
Yes, that is true.
You know, Infinity War decimated the box office last year, right? And they'd be foolish not to cash in on this hype.
Yes.
You know,
that
3
is
hours? Sure.
3 hours.
I said no.
Really?
Yeah, because
You think they could wrap this up in 2 hours?
no, they should go 4. And
Okay. You know what? I spoke too soon, Dal.
yeah, and have an intermission in between.
I love
And
it.
charge it for like a double
The
the
double price.
ticket price.
I'll do it.
Huh?
I'll do it, man.
Yeah.
Really?
To have a satisfying conclusion to the golden age of Marvel Cinematic Universe, absolutely.
I mean, the first 10 years.
Yeah, so like if we consider this the golden age, then the next will be silver age. It's just like the comics, right? Like this is going to be a shift in tone from here.
Yeah.
I would pay double price for a full hour.
Just to say that you
Yeah.
were there.
Absolutely. Like Lord of the Rings Return of the King
3 hours.
was 3 hours and change, and he went on to win 11 Oscars.
nominated for 11, won 11.
Best Picture as well.
Yes.
Yeah. And I don't think the studio was even considering Oscars when they did it. Not that I'm saying that Endgame it could be considered for an Oscar, but it's a plaque, right? Like forever people will say Endgame came out, it was 3 hours long, and it just destroyed the box office.
Yeah.
You know,
For
like
2019.
yeah, and people will forever look at it and say, yeah, these two movies went up against a Star Wars movie and two James Cameron masterpieces. I'm just waiting for a rant.
Masterpieces.
I'm just
Sure. Well, we are obviously excited for Endgame, which is coming out at the end of April 2019. It can't come any sooner, guys.
It's right around the
It's
corner.
just 2 months, guys.
Yeah.
Months to go. Here's something I want to know if you guys are excited for Jurassic World 3.
No. The second one kind of.
It really
killed
did,
me.
didn't it? It's like the Last Jedi of Jurassic Park movies.
It just killed our dreams, I guess.
Yeah.
But Chris Pratt has teased that a time jump will occur between Jurassic World 2 and 3. Now, this is because at the end of Jurassic World 2, spoilers, like the dinosaurs are all free and roaming and they're all over the US.
Yeah.
And apparently Jurassic World 3 will explore that. Like, what has happened since then? Do dinosaurs
Makes sense.
integrate into
Sorry,
civilization
did you speak English?
as we know it?
Alan.
Do you go to the drive-thru and then it's
Yeah.
like a
raptor serving you burger,
Hey,
yeah.
I don't know. I am lost with regards to this franchise.
If it comes to that, I will not watch it.
I will watch it if they bring in The Rock.
Dell! Could you not?
Hey, it is Universal as well.
It is, you're
It
right.
is, yeah.
You are right, yes.
So, they could just decide to inject him into this
Jack and
franchise.
Hobbs in Jurassic World.
Yes!
Jack?
Yes! Love it!
Who's Jack?
Why
Hobbs
not?
and Shaw.
Hobbs and Shaw.
Hobbs and Shaw.
No.
Sorry.
No.
Hobbs and
Can you imagine Jason Statham shows up? It's not a megalodon, but it's a tyrannosaurus.
Jurassic World presents Hobbs and Shaw.
From the
No,
creators of
no.
the Megadon.
Hobbs and Shaw present Jurassic World.
We'll see how that movie does this year because Jurassic World 3 is slated to come out in 2021, which leads us to our last bit of news this week. We're going to keep it like a bit short this week. Some Star Wars news. And this year we are getting the final chapter in the trilogy, which is Star Wars Episode 9. And there's been a lot of like hush-hush about, the potential title and whatnot. There was something on Reddit, and this avid user apparently went right into the JavaScript of the StarWars.com wayangcrew.com website.
Of course you did.
And it's up on Reddit. It's right there for everyone to see. There's a screenshot of it. Apparently hidden in the Java code, in the JavaScript. Episode 9's title is Star Wars Balance of the Force.
Ooh.
Yeah, I read this and immediately I thought no.
Yeah.
No.
I
It
don't.
sounds like a card game.
It sounds like, like
Maybe this is a card game.
it sounds like a red herring that they just threw out there. You're like,
Yeah.
let's see how many people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So somebody
Find
actually
this.
found this.
Some, and this guy gets a ticket to the premiere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Did he?
No.
Oh, I'd be very upset if that was the criteria. I don't think it will be called that.
Okay.
But there has been a barrage of episode 9 news, and there was a leaked concept collage today, and I saw it, and it just really makes you wish the same person did the whole trilogy.
Sure.
Because there was some shots in that collage that I saw, and I thought this is such a beautiful piece of design that I really wish we could have seen maybe J.J. Abrams do the entire thing.
But he didn't want it.
Yeah, I don't know if we're better off or worse off for it, but I think honestly the title is like a week away. I think next week that's it. They're gonna announce it.
They're not going to hold it for Celebration?
I don't think so because they would want to sell more more hype around Celebration for the
Yeah,
trailer.
They'll drop the trailer.
Yeah, so I think we get the title next
They'll
week.
do what they did
Why next
week, though?
last for
Because
Last Jedi.
next week would be 2 months on the dot to Celebration.
That's not a reason.
It came
It's
out
just
around
a
this time as well for
coincidence.
Last Jedi.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm basing it around that.
So Dell's asking, why do you think it's going to drop? Because it's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday, my dudes.
You're just telling me the date.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the news this week on the Wayang Crew podcast for our first episode of 2019. Let's talk about this movie that we three of us just saw. Did you manage to
No,
catch
I'm watching it on
Alita?
Monday.
You're watching it on Monday. We'll try to keep it spoiler free for you. We'll give our thoughts on Alita Battle Angel, which is a manga / anime adaptation. Let's pass it on to you. Want to take it
For what?
for like a
Synopsis.
short synopsis?
All right, I guess.
It's been a while since we've done this, so
Maybe we don't even need a synopsis. I don't know.
Basically, a robot was found in the
scrap heap.
Junkyard.
scrapyard junkyard by a doctor, a cybergenetics doctor who fixes cyborgs, and turns out she's more than what she seems.
Wow,
Ooh.
that's basically it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Alita Battle Angel. I don't know anything about this manga or anime. I only know what was shown in the trailers, and the trailers kind of promise a little bit more action,
Yep.
like a bit more punch. This movie, I think, I'm not saying there's no action in it, but there's a lot more emotional stuff in it than I was expecting. And as you said in your very quick synopsis, very concise though,
Yeah.
Alita is a name that's given to her.
Yes.
It's not her real name. Her real name is
99, I
99. I think she's like a designated cyborg. You're number 99.
Yeah, she's like a stormtrooper.
Yes, that
Yes.
is true. FN 217. Oh,
2187.
FN 2187.
287. There you go. Anyway, Del, what did you think of Alita Battle Angel?
It is not as good as I had hoped.
You were sighing a
same.
lot.
Is it as
Yeah.
bad as the critics say it is?
I haven't read anything, so I don't know. But for me, it has a lot of promise. But then Robert Rodriguez is directing like he's back in the 90s. I don't know when was Sin City? Was that 90s as well?
No,
right?
2005.
2005.
Mid 2000s.
Okay, so he's directing like it's back in 2000, but it's just like a very old-fashioned kind of way of directing, of a way of storytelling that you skip over a lot of development and progression,
agreed.
and then you edit scenes together so that they kind of just give you a glimpse or a rough idea of what goes on in between them. And I don't appreciate that kind of way of storytelling in a movie, because you take out a lot of substance from it and you just don't feel any emotion or any weight whenever there's a drama that happens on screen. So
Because you're not attached to the character.
yeah. And like there's one scene where she just started practicing her martial art form in the room when she has lost all her memory to begin with, and you don't get to know why or how she remembers it. Like all out of the blue, that she suddenly starts doing that in the room. So a lot of these things that you have to piece together yourself, and it's just not interesting.
Because they sort of packaged this, like in the beginning, they sort of put Alita in this place where she has to relearn everything.
Yeah.
And then she has that one flashback.
Yeah. It's like a glimpse of her past.
Her past. And I don't know why, or I don't understand. They sort of boil it down to that's why you instinctively want to fight because that's your training. Like,
Yeah.
But you just said that she's like this little baby thing. She didn't even know what an orange was.
Yeah.
She ate an orange with the skin. I mean, spoilers if that's a spoiler.
Oh man, she celebrated Gong Si Fa Chai the wrong way.
and then she goes, yeah, I think my new favorite food is orange. Just like, what? Like, I don't. And she learns to eat like chocolate and then right after that, like I think 2 or 3 scenes later, you're right. She's doing that whole Tai Chi thing where she's in her room and she's like, punching like a millimeter towards, from the mirror.
Which we saw in the trailer.
I don't know. Was this a mess? I wouldn't say it was a huge mess. I mean, maybe it could have done better with some better pacing or some better explanation.
There's just too much going on for one movie to take in. I believe the script was very linear and there was a better script in the actual script than what we've got from the director. All the action sequences were quite good, but then they were quite short as well. So they didn't spend too much on creating big pieces of action sequences in CGI. One of the best, I thought it was gonna get good when she was in the bar, right? And then chaos ensues. I thought that was the point where everything, comes together and there's more action and all that. But then it lasted for only like a minute. So it's not very satisfying.
That's holding hands.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
This movie set
The
in
romance is
like the
horrible.
26th century. It's the
Yeah,
year
26th
25
century.
something. And apparently science has progressed so far as to be able to
Put your brain
cut
to,
people's heads off very clean, and then you can put that head onto a cyborg body, and you have no compatibility issues. I mean, if I could get that with my printer, that would be awesome. But right now, we're not there yet. I think that a lot of the love stuff that happens in this movie was not necessary.
Maybe it's in the anime or manga, so I don't know.
The guy, what his name is, I
Hugo.
don't know. Right?
Hugo.
Hugo, the actor name, I don't know. He is a good actor. And he gave this movie, he elevated the movie with his performance because it's not gonna be easy, acting opposite something that is not there.
Yeah.
Whether or not Rosa Salazar was standing in front of him, we don't know. But he was able to make me believe in that world and his intention. But then they set up the two to become romantically linked right from the beginning. But once the romance starts, it's not believable.
Yep.
Yeah.
Something went wrong.
Well,
And-
I think it's because it just boils down to biology.
You're right, because after at in the third act, we believe it more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like when
Yeah.
they're on par.
Yeah.
When they're on
Then
par.
okay. I didn't have many problems with the movie. I mean, like I've said, I think this movie would have benefited a little bit more, if certain things were explained better and pacing was there. I mean, this was not a short movie. This movie was 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Yep.
Oh,
Was it? Oh, it was. That's why.
Yeah, which leads
And
me
they still couldn't tell a good story.
Yeah, which leads me to what I'm about to say, which is regardless of what I've said, and we have certain complaints about the movie, I didn't feel like it was a 2-hour plus movie.
It was fun.
It was okay. Like you were engaged for most of the time.
Well, not really, but okay. Okay.
Christoph Waltz, as usual, puts in a very good performance.
But
Yes.
his character was poorly written for me.
Poorly written, I think.
Yeah.
The biggest problem for me with his character is that
He can't make up his mind.
No, well, that too. But then he's a monster. What was it? A monster hunter? What's the term?
I can't
a
remember.
hunter, right?
Like
He's a
yeah.
hunter. for-
Bounty hunter? Something like that.
no,
Yeah.
I think
not
that's
Bounty
kind of a spoiler. Sorry, Kai.
Sorry.
I am scrolling my phone trying not to listen.
No, so when Alita went into that pub or
That bar.
the bar,
The bar.
and you meet all the other hunters there,
You believe.
and you believe they're hunters, and then there's this guy this scrawny old man carrying a big hammer and supposed to be a hunter
No,
as
wait,
well.
wait. A rocket powered hammer.
Yeah, sure. But why is this guy a hunter? He barely can defend himself.
You know why? Because he's the daddy. Because you know what he says to get
Yeah.
everyone to stop fighting?
Yeah,
Stop fighting or no more free repairs.
correct. However, when he's up against the hunted, he couldn't
Yeah,
fight them.
he can't hold his own.
No,
He can't defend himself, like, which is what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
He's quite frail.
Probably in the anime and manga, he's probably not as useless as portrayed in the
Sure,
movie.
sure. So that transition wasn't that great.
Okay, I think we've said what we need to say about this movie. I mean, it's okay. It's kind of fun, although certain parts of it are a little bit draggy.
Unrequired.
Yeah.
I think it's a movie that you can take the family. It is an all-round good time, and there's nothing that you wouldn't want your kids to see. Big spectacles on the screen, although I think 90% of this movie was CGI.
Possibly.
But very well done CGI. Your rating, Del, for this movie? Alita Battle Angel.
Yeah, I'll give it 6 sword that cuts metal like butter out of 10. Although it didn't really cut metal like butter, as promised.
Chibi?
6.5 heads.
6.5 heads.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to give this movie a 5.5 nanobodies
Yes.
out of 10. So there you have it. That's the Wayang Crew review of Alita Battle Angel. It's showing in local cinemas here in Brunei Darussalam. Do check it out and let us know what you think of this movie via our contact links down below, which leads us to our final bit of the show this week, which is...
Oi, apa liat-liat? Apa liat-liat? Hoi, kan semua kan? Apa liat-liat?
Apa liat-liat?
你看什么看？
Apa liat-liat? Si what si? Xiao liao.
That's right, it's Apa Liat Liat, and it's what else we have been watching besides Alita Battle Angel. Let's start off with Del. Apa Liat Liat.
I saw the Lego Movie Part 2.
Ooh.
Second part, not Part 2.
Lego movie. Yeah, the second part.
Yeah.
How was it?
I really liked it, but it's not as good as the first one.
Nah, none of them are.
Yeah, we follow this the same group of people this
So
time.
you've got Emmett, you've got Wild Style.
Yeah, so it takes place directly after the first movie ended.
Oh, right after.
Yes.
Okay.
That's how it gets interesting. But then, because it's not Lord and Miller anymore directing, although they did co-wrote the script with somebody else, with the director, the jokes were not as punchy, and in the middle it kind of slowed down a little bit. But at the end, you know, like how in the first movie, at the end we also see something like reality comes in, right?
Yeah.
This one as well, no surprise there, but the payoff is really good, I thought.
Okay.
And there's this song right at the end of the movie, written by Beck as well as The Lonely Island. That was fantastic.
I love The Lonely Island.
Oh yeah,
What was the song from the first movie?
Everything is awesome.
everything's
Again?
awesome.
Oh, yeah, okay.
In this movie, there's a different rendition. It was still good.
Okay.
So
Highly recommended?
I would give it 7.5.
Nice. All right. TB, Apa Liat Liat.
I've watched a lot of stuff past month, but I'm gonna talk about something I watched recently, and I have not finished it. It's called Kingdom on Netflix.
Oh,
It's
I
the,
heard it's good.
The Korean medieval zombie series.
oh, this kingdom. Okay,
Yeah,
I thought
it's
it was
called
another
Kingdom.
kingdom.
So you're during the old days,
Yeah.
and then
Medieval times.
medieval times
Yeah.
during some dynasty, and then there's zombies, and there's this prince who's trying to stop this zombie.
Okay.
There was a movie recently that's exactly like this premise. What is it called?
Overlord?
No. It's
No,
it's
is
Korean.
it-
It's Korean.
Oh.
Yeah. There was a movie about this. I can't remember the name of the movie, but it was medieval
Medieval and there are zombies.
and yeah,
It's like Train to Busan, but
there was a lot
in
of
medieval.
There was a lot
times.
of bullet time,
bullet time.
like bullet time, like slow motion.
Oh no!
I saw that in the trailer.
Is it the
Not
one
that
with
many,
the
I
wall?
think.
The wall.
No.
Can't remember what it was.
No, it was just very recent, like a few months back.
Okay.
And that was good.
Okay. Would you recommend Kingdom?
I've only watched first episode, so let me finish it.
Oh
because I
yeah,
don't know.
check back with us next week. Kai, Apa Liat Liat.
The Punisher Season 2.
And
I have not finished it. I don't think I
I
can.
finished that.
yeah,
Was it worth it?
And
Yeah, if you like the first Punisher,
I've heard that it's meh.
it's not
Yeah,
great.
it's pretty disappointing.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Which is a shame because, he was perfect in Daredevil Season 2.
Is there gonna be a season 3 for The Punisher? You
I
think?
doubt
No,
it.
I don't think.
No, you think that Netflix is gonna pull the plug on all of these
I
things?
think so. Like,
Why
I
would they
cannot-
continue? Why
I cannot
make
imagine living in a world where they say, you know what, Punisher is getting
Yeah.
season 3 and 4, but
Yeah.
Daredevil cuts off at 3.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, Netflix, let's fight. Let's do it.
I see your point.
Yeah.
Might as well. I also finished Titans.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's
What
that?
did you think
Teen
of
Titans. The Titans on Netflix.
DC's Titans?
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's very adult, it's very gritty.
Yeah, it's more or less like The Punisher. I just finished it just for the sake of I want to finish it.
TB keeps track. He's like, no.
It's not.
It
great.
loses steam after like episode 5,
oh gosh.
5 or 6.
If you're a fan of Robin, you might love this because there's a lot of Robins in here.
well,
I'm a fan of Minka Kelly.
Which one's
I mean,
that?
I'm a fan of DC. I don't think it's worth it anyway.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, I've seen some clips, and I don't think they have the production value that I'm accustomed to for a quote-unquote streaming service level
no,
show.
they definitely don't have the same production values as, let's say, Daredevil.
Yes.
They don't.
That's
why I
You
was a
can
bit-
see where the budget constraints are.
Yeah.
It's more on par with, say, Flash.
Yeah, that's why I'm not sure if
Even The Punisher, the blood was like, yep, that's fake. That's CGI. Yeah, you could see it.
Okay, I
Okay.
have not reached that episode yet.
And for Titans, like they tease Batman, like they mention
Oh,
Batman a lot.
you can see
They-
that at the end,
Yeah,
like the
but-
final season. And
I've seen that clip on Insta, and I was like, I feel so bad for the person that waited 13 weeks to watch this episode.
the ugliest Batman.
Then I remembered people sat through 10 seasons of Smallville for that last bit where he had a Superman logo on his shirt.
True.
Yeah.
To be fair, we didn't sit through 10 seasons to watch that scene. We sat through because
yes, you
of
did.
Kristen Crook.
fandom and Kristen Crook.
Yeah.
Who was gone after season 8?
Kristen
Sure,
Krieg.
but then, you know,
Why did you spend another 2 seasons, Del?
There was
I'm
hope.
a completist.
It's like me watching Lost. I just wanted. I
Yeah.
wanted to
I've
know.
never
Yeah.
seen Lost. I wouldn't.
I was so lost watching Lost, but then I had to finish it.
Yeah, 'cause
I've
don't
never
know
seen
what
it.
happened.
I
And
look
I-
forward to watching it one day.
I still never found myself after watching the whole damn season.
They got lost. They found themselves. They got lost again.
I've never watched Lost, but there was this thing that was circulating, and on the last episode of Lost, there was a cargo crate, and the shipping sticker was BWN,
I don't remember.
Really?
I did not know
which
that.
is
That is nice.
which is Banasri
Begawan.
Begawan.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, they're coming here.
That is nice.
Well, they
The-
never did. They never did.
The guy in Lost has a new series on Netflix. It's
Who? Josh or
the
Josh Holloway or
No, the guy, the long hair guy with the who. I don't remember.
Oh, the big
his
guy.
name.
Hurley?
No, not Hurley.
These are references
blonde
that
guy.
I will hopefully understand in a few months.
Blonde guy who is always the
Oh, Josh
bat.
Holloway.
Is it the
Uh,
doctor
Doctor?
in
No,
Lost?
no, he's the southern.
Yeah, that guy.
He's
Yeah.
not a doctor.
In there was a doctor in Lost.
Okay, maybe it is.
All right, we have derailed a lot. Moving on to me, I watched quite a bit over the month where we were on break. There was that Fire Festival documentary
right,
showing us what went wrong with this infamous event that never happened, and how everyone just got conned. There are two. There's one on Netflix, which is the one I watched, and there's another one on Hulu, which apparently is better. But I have no reference to that. But it's still a good watch. If anything, it's just to stare in awe at the stupidity of some people. I checked out Overlord. Which
that is a good movie.
It's so good.
The Brad Pitt one?
No. This is a movie
J.J.
where
Abrams.
J.J. Abrams, did he write it?
No,
produced it.
He produced it, yeah.
It was meant to be a part of the Cloverfield shared universe.
which never was.
which never happened.
Oh, the
So the story is
the World War-
it's set back in World
Yes.
War II, and the Allied forces invade, and then they find out that the Germans have been conducting experiments, and for lack of a better word, everyone is like zombified, I guess. It never came to cinemas in Brunei, did it?
It did. I watched it in cinema.
I watched it in the cinema.
Oh, it did. Okay,
You
I
just didn't
watched
watch
it
it.
because it's out on digital. So there you go. Anyway, so I think that's all I've been checking out. There's more, but off the top of my head, I can't remember. We'll be back next week. What's happening next week, guys?
We have a couple of shows.
Brouhaha shows.
Yeah.
So we have one on the 15th of February.
One on the 16th.
One on the 16th.
And then there's a 2-week break before we all have to pull our own weight and make the higher ticket prices worth it.
On the 1st of March.
Oh, why did we do this?
All of us in this room are performing on the 1st.
Yes.
Oh,
None
right.
of us has a finished set.
Oh, I don't
No.
have a set yet. Oh,
No. So this is going on record to say that it is now the highest book show of the 3, and it's the highest costing one, and the talent has not worked on anything yet.
Nope.
That's why we are worth it, because
We make magic. Basically.
all right. So that's happening. Next week we'll see what movies are coming out. I'm not sure if we'll be able to catch any, but hopefully we'll be back for another episode next week. I'd like to thank my co-hosts Del, TB, and Kai for joining me on this first episode of 2019 of the Wayang Crew podcast. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.
bye-bye.